How's it going, everyone? Jiivita here with another Let's Play episode. I'm kind of just going straight into yet the third episode. I thought maybe I would kind of do maybe a community spotlight, but I feel like I'm on a roll, and I did a little bit of kind of cleanup on the outline, mostly just right here. Went ahead and chopped out at least the base of this tree. I think what I'm going to do with this tree is either kind of redirect its trunk off to the side and keep most of the tree at New Leyden. There was some of the stuff was regenerating, and there was one particular shop, I don't think it's there anymore, but it's like the top of it kind of had some trees that regenerated, but then the bottom was more or less untouched, and it's like, oh, it's kind of looks like it's got vines kind of overtaking it or something. So might kind of modify that tree to maybe look like a vine, or just maybe a tree that's growing up really close to the house. We'll just kind of have to wait and see how it plays out, but that's kind of at least an interesting idea to explore. But yeah, I just was just now playing around with this. I kind of like this double thing right here, and I'm kind of thinking of like kind of chiseling it maybe, so it has kind of a rounded beam look to it. So that is an idea. I'm just not 100% sure if I want to do that for every shelf like that, basically. If that's what I really want for my spacing, in other words. But kind of take a look, or a closer look. So that's going to be every 5 blocks there's going to be a big beam. Like, yeah, I think that'll work. I like that spacing. Because, I mean, it's not going to be going across completely, because this part's going to be open. That seems reasonable for a covered area like that, at least in my mind. I'm certainly not an architect. Okay, and I'll just leave those leaves for now. There would be... I could always continue if I want more machines, drag them over here, because we only have one machine each, so we definitely want eventually some more. I almost wondered, like, to put some machines up in, like, above this storage area, so kind of like a one below, one above sort of thing, but that's for another time. Good thing I have plenty of trunks, because, I mean, we might end up still needing yet more. Just gonna have to wait and see. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I think that's gonna work out reasonably well. I guess the question is like, okay, it works good here, but when it makes this turn and tries to line up, I guess maybe just follow this pattern, and since this doesn't completely match what's over here, it won't really matter. I mean, just because the ceiling's one way doesn't mean the floor has to be another. Or, not even the floor, it's just what's sitting in the floor. Like, do you really arrange your furniture depending on how the ceiling is laid out? I mean... So, yeah, let's not worry about that. How do we want to make this turn? Is a good question. Here we go. How about I follow it? Yeah, let's explore this. Maybe go ahead and chop out some more of these leaves. Say chop, it's more like bash, but... Yeah, it's gonna break a little too much, but can't be helped. Exactly. I mean, I could switch over. I did pull out an axe, so that's gonna continue over for a ways. And okay, yeah, so I guess about the time it's meeting up with this set. maybe take that out? Maybe? I guess if these are going to be too wide, then maybe this should be too wide as well. Yeah, I think instead of coming out an extra one, maybe just come in an extra one. Oh, okay. Just like, why is that not letting me place? There's already a block there, silly. Okay. We're doing pretty good, so yeah, it needs to be so... kind of a funny... Is that really coming out as far as it's supposed to be? Yeah? Yeah, I think we'll just kind of leave it like so, because I don't think I'm really going to do anything with that space unless I do like a dock. There's a very decent possibility. Okay, how are we? Oh, we still have 416 and we have like what? Several smart stacks over there, so we're good on wood. Oops. There we go. Yeah, let's just keep following this around. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, wait, it's supposed to be 2. Oh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's bring this across, I guess. And now we just have to figure out how to take the turn. I guess just go ahead, line it up with this side. Have some like that. Yeah. And looks like there's one right here. Yeah, okay. Hard to see. Yeah, it's right in line with these storage shelves. Okay. Okay, so I think that doesn't need to be there. This certainly doesn't need to be here. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's good. Here. Okay, so that's the inside corner. Needs to be more like that. So this corner we can just kind of like do something with it. Like that, maybe. Go ahead and bring this all the way across. Maybe just have this run into it. Ah, that's weird. A little janky. And it's not quite right there, and it's not right. Like, we just maybe chop that whole corner off or something. I don't know. We'll leave that for now, but I kind of like the idea of just mirroring this side. That makes it a little simpler. Those stray leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 2, 3, 5. Okay, and then we'll have another goofy corner to work with. And I guess now, since we, just kind of mirror these, this will be the first one that'll be kind of right, if you can call it right. I think that's offset the wrong direction. Looks about right. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, whoops. Goes like that. That doesn't look right. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so I can fill in those beams at some point. Yeah, I guess that's the ones coming down, we could just kind of mirror it all the way, more or less. Because, I mean, it makes sense. Like, okay, you're going to have the support column, and then you're going to want to support the major beam, and so kind of makes sense, at least in my mind. Yeah. And even do kind of like what we did at New Leyden, like 4 or something. Either have it sticking out or sticking in. Then kind of round off the corners, so to speak. Do that both sides. What does that leave? A 2. Okay, that's a 3 block kind of little walkway. Maybe do like gravel or some kind of wood or wild stock's pushing me around. Let's go ahead and play with the chisel a little bit. That's looking awfully something. Like it's too thick or something. I don't know, maybe I should space them out more than that. Or maybe just not, if we chisel it even more, it's gonna, oh. Mess that one up. Maybe we could get like, kind of looks like it's one block set at an angle, so to speak. I don't think I'm gonna like this, but it'd be interesting to play around with. Yeah, that's gonna... That doesn't even look like a full block. And it's like... Well, I don't know. For the porch covered area, maybe not so bad. For everywhere else... I don't know. But what if we just did 2 blocks? Yeah, it's not too bad. That way the covered area will be a bit more open. But we could certainly... What if we space the pillars out another 2 blocks? I wonder what that would be like. Kind of experiment over here since we didn't place all of them. Okay, say that'll be our starting spot, so that would be 5 blocks. We want to go another 2. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. Right. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Ooh. Yeah, that might be a better spacing. That's just... I mean, it looked good at first, but I'm kind of worried it's gonna start looking a little cramped or something. I want it to feel at least somewhat more open than that. I mean, it was kind of convenient that, it lined up with the storage shelves over here. And I guess even, well, I don't know, it could have like a different beam spacing for the covered porch versus the interior. So, I guess this first one is gonna be like so. And it will kind of offset from there on. Gives me the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah. Oops. Down the hole. Okay. I think that'll work. I mean... I don't know, there's part of me that likes everything to be completely structured and symmetrical, and it was kind of like appeasing that to have it lined up with these storage blocks, but really there's no reason why it has to be like that, so... I think I would kind of roll with it. I mean, like I said before, it's like you don't arrange your furniture by the rafters, basically. The rafters should determine where you put a chair or your bookshelves, or so. Just kind of have to keep reminding myself of that. Okay, so what do we want to work on next? Oh, is it not lining? I mean, I think the rafters at least need to agree with themselves. Okay, so I think I'll kind of work on the rafters and fix them off camera, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so I think I got everything kind of set up, at least kind of following its own rules. So I might like start putting the roof on and realize, oh, it needs to be like this, but at least the frame, or whatever you want to call this, the rafters are, I think, up to where they need to be. So I went ahead and I crafted some, here we go, just some regular illustrious timber, because yeah, I'm not really sure what I want to use as far as materials for the roof. I think it'd be kind of interesting to incorporate some iron, but maybe not the entire thing out of iron. So I was thinking either machined or compacted, but I think we'll try maybe one and then the other. So let's see here. Let's have like a little bit of a hangover, probably. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Just kind of start stair-stepping this. Here. Yeah, the range isn't going to let me do that very well. I should be able to pull up there. There we go. Come on, let me put it off the edge there. The one bad thing about having really long range is it wants to put the block down there instead of off the edge of the block. Oh, I guess I could do that. I don't know why I'm doing it the hard way. So here's that. Looks like it. Now I should be able to just, yeah. Ooh, that's outside of the plots. Gonna do that for now. And what I'm thinking is have the iron part up a little bit higher than the rest of the roof. So it kind of like sticks out a little bit, and you can achieve that with the bevel chisel. Get rid of that. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like everything's good. So I'll have to fill in these little notches. I mean, I guess we don't have to fill it in if that's the look we're going for, but we can make it look smooth by putting another block there and then just doing a lot of chiseling to it. Let's see here. Did we use up all of our... I guess so. I didn't last long. Did we get them all? Looks like. Okay. We can at least fill in a little bit of it to kind of get the general idea. And there's no telling whether or not the texture might not. Probably have to be pickier on how I'm placing. Yeah, see, it's kind of doing a little weird thing, but... Oh, I completely failed on that one. I think this will at least give us the general idea. I can always come back and fix it later. Okay, let's remove that one. I can come in with the timber. and just use the slope chisel, and that'll make the timber actually a little bit lower than the iron. And doesn't look like I have the... Guess we could save a little bit on our inventory space there. Yeah, it just makes the bevel stick up just a little bit, kind of like a half block distance. It would be really nice if this timber had rotation to it, to where I could make the boards go, instead of horizontal, go up and down basically, or vertical. I'd say that's really... Go north and south, there we go, instead of east-west. But I guess it kind of works. They were kind of more overlapping, it looked a little bit more like shingles. I also use like compacted soil that kind of sort of has like those clay shingles or whatever. I don't know what they're really called. Tiles, I guess, is maybe a little more accurate. Okay, so I think that actually... ooh. Yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty good. I mean, maybe the wood could be a different color, but I think I like the iron. Let's see if the compacted iron makes like a huge difference. Because, I mean, the compacted iron, it's gonna have each square is gonna be a little more, like, highlighted, I guess, because that's just the way it is. It doesn't have the connected textures. Oops. Yeah, doesn't... There we go. Let's see, that's... Ooh! I think I see, yeah, that doesn't need to be there. There we go. That should get us more or less in line. There we go. And let's see here. Oh, other hand. That gonna be very nice. Got it right the first try. Yeah, if I can place it on the side here, like that. Because if I place it like that, then it's... Well, that doesn't... That's interesting. So it's not actually lining up correctly, but it also doesn't look bad either. It's not super obvious. But you can see how the top is being mirrored by the bottom. So that's kind of interesting. You could actually like use that to your advantage if that's, you know, the look you're going for. So let's go ahead, fill in with some wood. Oops. Okay. Oh, yeah, looks like we're pretty good there. Yeah, that's what I get for trying to go fast. Just can't quite get in too much of a hurry when it comes to chiseling. But if you can get your camera just right, like kind of like this, that at least for me, works pretty well. There we go, that's better. I have to get in the right rhythm, I suppose. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's, I guess I should have done too wide on that with the iron. So let's get that. I guess this now means that the iron, in order to line up correctly, I'd have to place it differently. But since it goes together nicely, even when it is mismatched, doesn't really matter, I suppose. Oh, I guess that wasn't even necessary. There we go. And maybe get a little bit more wood off to the side here just for good measure. Good enough. That'll at least give us an idea of, like, do we want the machined or do we want the compacted? I guess we could try refined to just, I don't know, it's gonna be super shiny and I don't normally care that much for it, but in certain situations, the refined iron looks really nice. And I don't think we went quite high enough here. There we go. You could even put like a ridge cap up here. Well, maybe some sort of iron, like, depending on which one we go with, we could... Yeah, the machined, I think, looks... This just highlights each square a bit more than I was really going for. So... Oh, and I guess it should be in line with that, but I don't really care because I don't like that one anyway. So, but I think that's probably going to wrap it up for this episode. We at least have an idea of what we're doing for the roof. So yeah, I'll still have to figure out something to do with the walls. But I'm thinking at least this kind of edge over here being more or less open, like either kind of some really big windows or something like maybe beams or poles. But something that kind of maybe keeps the animals out but is more or less open. And then over here where there's all the storage, then that can go ahead and just be like a regular wall. And since there's all these trees here, yeah, so... This part's gonna, of course, cover these shelves as well as these shelves, and then this will be kind of like a covered kind of patio or porch. Yeah, I think it's gonna work out pretty decently. Almost wondering, like, maybe make this peak not quite as tall. It's turning out to be a bit taller than I thought it was gonna be, or at least originally envisioning. So we could probably do like a more gradual attack on that incline. But anyway, like I said, I think we're done for this episode. This was Jiivita. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and if there's anything you didn't like, please let me know down below. Also, if you like my channel, want to get cool perks, check out my Patreon page. Until next time, peace.